first, thank you for purchasing my book. I truly feel it's going to provide a ton of value for you, and I really hope it does. So, in this kind of podcast setting, we're going to read through the book and dive deeper on certain parts of it if we feel like it needs some depth.
Add some context, baby.
Pretty much it. All right. All right. Beginning of the book is background stuff. Nothing crazy. It's providing that. What's that word for?
Foundation.
It's like legitimacy.
Okay.
It's providing legitimacy for the reader, especially if they don't know who I am. And it's just putting some of my credentials, some of the things I've accomplished, that kind of set that foundation for why maybe they should take my advice or, right?
Yeah, cool.
All right, then it goes into backstory, a little bit of a relatability section to show that I also started from zero, right? Like everyone else did. Zero streams. Didn't come from family in the music industry. Didn't come from money.
Right.
Just ground up, right? Okay. Yep, talked about some family balance stuff. And now we go into the first little intro. The book is about how to make a living making music, right? How to make a living doing music. And from the perspective that I have, which is independent, how to make a living making music independently, and how to maybe make it as an artist. For that, you have to start with what your definition of making it is, right? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to be rich? Do you want to be A-list? Do you want to be a superstar? Or are you simply just happy with making a living doing something that you enjoy? So what does make it mean to you, right? You have to figure that out first. Then you can know how to set your goals. My personal goal was never to be an A-list celebrity. I just wanted a flexible life. Just want to do something I love, be home, and enjoy my work. All right, chapter 1. It starts to get, I speak a little bluntly in this book. I went in
yes,
and
you do, bro.
It was a little blunterer before I went in, and
it's that hard love.
Yeah, I went in and made it a little softer around the edges. But I got some feedback. John Kilmer read the book and he was like, I know you. He was like, I know you. I know this is not how you want, how you are, how you want it to come across. But I think from an outside perspective, if people don't know you, it might seem like you're talking down to them. And I was like, well, I don't want that. So I went and rephrased some things. I took some of the, but at the same time, I wanted to feel like I'm talking to you. I want to drill points home.
Mm-hmm.
And I want really to like inspire and motivate people to like get up and go get it, get after it. And the way that I was speaking, I thought that was the best way to get it done. So, but I kind of switched it a little bit from this is how you should into this is how I did. Right.
Makes sense.
So that it's because people can't discredit this is how I did.
Right.
Because the proof's in the pudding. So we switched it. But chapter 1, the title of the book, You Don't Want It Bad Enough. I think that's most people's problem. Like foundationally is that they don't want it bad enough. They say they want it. They think they want it. But when it comes to actually making the sacrifices and compromises and things necessary to get it, they're not willing to do those things. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, I think when it comes, like a lot of people think, like have a goal or something that they want to do. Say they want to be an actor, like they want to do it until like it comes down to finding the time to carve out to go to like acting classes, acting lessons, finding the time, and like really committing yourself to doing it.
Yeah, just making it a priority in your life.
Yeah,
there's always going to be an excuse to not do something, right? So you have to want it bad enough. You have to want it bad enough.
Most people don't.
Right, to remove the excuses, to remove the things in your way, and to really just make it happen, to go after it. So, a little blunt here in the opening statement, but I say you don't want it bad enough. It's the truth. Most of you, no matter how much you talk about what you want out of life, that's all you'll ever do. Talk about it. You think you want it, but you don't. And that's okay, as long as you're honest with yourself about it. One of my
Heater.
one of my bigger pet peeves is um, when people, they speak like they're on fire about something, but the way they act is the opposite. Right, the work that they put in is the opposite. Because most people are looking for a shortcut. We'll get to that. I get so many messages asking me how to make it as an independent artist or even a music artist in general. Most of the people asking me the questions aren't looking for an answer. They're looking for a shortcut. They want the easy route, the cheat code. I could talk myself blue in the face, and I have, and they'll nod and thank me for my advice, but they will do nothing with it. They won't implement it. Why? Because it's not easy. It's not the answer they were looking for. It's work. Shortcuts sell because everybody wants one. Shortcuts don't work because there aren't any.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in too. Like, I don't think people really understand why something works until you mess up.
Oh, absolutely.
And then there's no shortcut around messing up. Like you say, you have to go out and like you have to mess up to understand why something doesn't work a certain way or why something does work a certain way.
There's some the books I think called Failing Forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the truth. It's like a lot of this stuff is just reworded old things because the fundamentals don't change. Right, the things required to become successful, whatever that means to you, the fundamentals of those things don't change.
Right.
It's a lot of mindset. It's a lot of work ethic. It's a lot of consistency. Fundamentally, it's not going to change. All right. Well, I mean, one big point in here is how many songs there are released every day, how many artists there are. What can you do? What are you doing to separate yourself from all those artists? Now, this is what I talked about before. How are you going to stand out? What's going to make someone care about your song? What are you going to do to separate yourself? No one's going to do that for you, right?
No.
People get where they are because of their actions, not because of their talents. Music is no different. I'm here because of my actions. I'm not here because I'm talented. I'm not here because I have good ideas. I'm not here because I'm the best singer. I'm not here because I'm a good songwriter.
Amen.
I'm here because of my actions. My actions got me here. Now, I do need those other things, right?
Yeah.
But without my actions, which is what I was talking about before, if you want it bad enough, your actions mean more than your talent, mean more than what you say, all that stuff, right? My actions, what I did got me here. What I chose to do with my time got me here. I acted on my ideas. I worked to get better every day. And you need to be willing to do the same.
I think a good example of that is Tom Brady.
Tom Brady
Comes out.
gave up on his marriage. No, I'm kidding. No, but I think
6th round draft pick wasn't that talent.
Right.
Like, he was talented, but he's not, physically like the best specimen coming out of college.
Right, like on paper should not have.
But then literally dedicated his life down to the ice cream that he eats.
Oh yeah.
And like that's the difference.
That's the sacrifice that it takes, right? But I'm not willing to go that far. I know what my goals are.
Right.
I'm not trying to be A-list, whatever.
Right.
But you need to be self-aware enough to know what are your goals and what does it take to get there.
Yeah.
All right. What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to do more of? Yeah.
Yep.
There's some great stuff in this freaking book, man. I wish this book was here when I was coming up. I'm a little biased, but really did.
Would have been nice to read, man.
All right. Chapter 2 goes on to talk about how hard are you willing to work, right? I have a sentence in the top that I didn't really elaborate on, but it says, oftentimes what you believe is true is more powerful than what actually is, right? So when I was grinding, dude, I believed I was the hardest working artist out. I might have been. I don't know. It's possible. But I didn't really care to know whether I was or not. I believed that I was.
Yeah.
I believed that there was no one working harder than me. I believed that I had what it took. This delusional self-belief, right? I had all of that. And I think that also gave me a separation, right, from the rest of the pack, was how much I believed it.
Shot to late September. Was I naive or resilient?
September. Yeah, was I naive or resilient? Or both?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes into making music isn't good enough. There's so many talented people that would never make a living off their music. Why? They don't know how to market it, and they're not willing to learn how to. They don't want to invest the time into learning how to. In other words, they don't want it bad enough.
Yeah. I mean, that's a heater right there. They don't treat it like a business.
They don't. As soon as I made the decision, because before I was making music for fun. Any music I made up to that point was just for fun. I was having a good time. I really enjoyed it, making videos, making songs, whatever. It's good outlet. But when I made the decision to pursue it as a career, instantly, I was operating as a business. I was no
Yeah.
longer, I'm still creative, but I was no longer just a creative. I was no longer just creating things, right? I have to run and operate a business. I think people forget that. They don't
Yeah.
think about it. But without that part, without moving like a business, acting like a business, operating and thinking like a business, doing research like a business, studying business people.
Yeah, even down to like, I think that you were really early on the wave when it came to like shorter songs,
Yeah.
and just the mindset of like, if I make the song shorter
Yeah.
and the song's catchy, they want to re-listen to it, and 2 streams is better than 1.
That's it.
So like, just that kind of
Because I'm thinking like a
things that you
business.
implement, right? But I didn't see, I don't know if really anyone that like thought or like where you even got that of like
Right.
that's a smart business move. For like an independent artist, I need as many streams as possible.
Yeah.
I can get double the streams if I make the
cut,
song catchy.
I cut my intros
Cut
shorter.
the intros out.
Outros are gone. On most of my songs, and Amanda doesn't like it. My wife doesn't like that. There's no real outros. Sometimes she doesn't want it to end so abruptly.
Yeah.
But if it ends, boom, and you clicked it, it'll start playing again automatically. It's playing again, and it's just streams, just more streams.
Or even like the Justin Timberlake, I think, concept that you have of you don't like every part of the song could be the chorus.
Oh, right, yeah. And Justin Timberlake's one of the kings of that. Where if you listen to like one of his songs, the melodies are all so good that really you could have picked any part of it to be a chorus. So
yeah, and that gives you more swings per song for
right. I was always at least
content.
trying to put like 2 choruses in there, like Cotton Candy, just a mix of the good days and the bad ones. And then in the same song, it's the want to do a little dancey dance. You look
And
good,
Icy
you
Pop?
fancy pants. Icy Pop, what's your favorite flavor of a Icy Pop? And then I think it's her eyes, or
Mhm.
maybe. So there's a lot of songs that had multiple options for a catchy part.
So it's really 2 songs put into one because it's 2 chorus moments
And short.
that you can like it's 2 at bats
Yeah.
per song for content because you don't know which one's going to connect better.
Yeah.
So
Eight
It's
bar
smart.
verses instead of 16 bar verses.
yeah,
Which and also all of this was helping me to create faster. The songs were shorter. I would get them done quicker. I wouldn't have to write as much in one song. I could use the extras to start a different song.
yeah,
And it was just this whole thing of being efficient. How efficient can I be? How can I create faster? Done is better than perfect. I want more at bats. I want more songs. I want more content. So it's like rewiring that thing, because I wasn't thinking like, how do I make the best art? How do
Yeah.
I make this song beautiful? It was just, how can I get the most people to listen and then listen again and again and again?
fire.
That was it. All right, let's dive into some. We kind of talked about it already, but I'm gonna read this part. Do you believe you have what it takes to be a successful independent music artist? Right? Most people would probably say yes. Otherwise, I don't think they would have purchased this book. I don't think that they would be pursuing music if they didn't think they had a shot, right?
Right.
If I asked you this instead, do you believe you have what it takes to own and operate a successful and profitable small business? You might still say yes, but you at least had to think about it for a second, right? It's the same question, just reframed, right? And it holds an entirely different weight when you ask it the second way. You may have not been so quick to answer, But that's how you have to think. I am operating a business. Boom. That's it. All right. Let's talk about this. All right. At the beginning, you'll have no one to help you. No one is going to hold your hand and introduce you to the creators of Spotify editorial playlist. No one's going to give you the email or submit to music blogs for you. Artists are not going to respond to your DMs about feature requests. No one is going to hold you accountable, keep you focused. You have to do these things for yourself. Build up your worth before you ask somebody for something, or the even better option, build up your worth to the point where people come to you and ask you how they can help. Right?
Yeah.
I think most people, when they start, they're looking for someone to give them to give them a leg up, to give them a handout, to give them whatever. I unfollowed everyone, all musicians, blah blah blah. I only followed business accounts, motivational accounts. I followed an account that always posted a picture that said "Get off your phone." Like, I followed things that would help me toward my goals, so I could
Yeah, I
spend
remember you were following like 100.
whatever it
accounts.
was, and it wasn't because like, oh, I'm too cool to follow you. No, it was the distraction. I did not want to be distracted.
Yeah.
I wanted to be efficient. When I got on social media to post something, you get on the post and you inevitably end up scrolling for a second. I would be caught up on the day in 5 posts.
Yeah.
I didn't follow anyone,
Yeah.
right? So it's just foundationally get rid of the distraction.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's so easy to be distracted now.
Yeah. You're not gonna eat chips if they aren't in the house.
You know what I'm talking about?
Amen. That's why I don't buy. That's why I don't buy
That's why
soda.
that's why I bought chips.
Amen,
Get the
dude.
chips out of your house. I love this quote by Albert Einstein. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results.
Heater.
That was Albert Einstein. That wasn't me.
Oh damn.
But the scenario is, you've been here before. You work really hard on a song. You buy a beat, get studio time, spend money, have it mixed, master, get a dope cover art. You shoot a music video, and then you post it to the same 500 people who've been following you since high school, who don't care about your music anyway.
Yeah.
And you're expecting something different to happen.
Yeah.
You have to think new, right? Think new. Have to find a new way to get in front of people. And a lot of that's going to be TikTok, back end reels. It's a gem, because sometimes when you post to people who already follow you, especially people who don't care, they might double tap to support but not watch. And
Yeah.
retention on your video, how long people watch it, is the best way for it to get in the algorithm, not a double tap.
And at least right
comment.
now, like, organic traction is still
Still
insane.
Still good.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not as good as it was, but it's
Definitely
still
not.
good.
But it's still good.
So a back end reel, like on Instagram reel, a back end reel is when you post it only to Instagram reels and not to your followers. So then you have a chance in a For You page style, an algorithmic style, where it goes to random people instead of people who already follow you. Because sometimes they can hurt your posts. Because if people see it and they follow you and they swipe past it quickly, because like, oh, it's Alex again, you know? They might,
Yeah.
like the algorithm say, oh, people aren't even watching this.
Yeah.
You need to give it a chance somewhere else.
That's smart.
Right? And that's just a thought. All right. I mean, no one cares till everybody does, you know. Let's talk through some of this. Yeah, so for example, if I ask you what is your goal? You want to make a living making music? If I ask you what you did today, would probably expose you. That's kind of a mindset thing. So let's pretend you're for your video company, right? You grew a video company.
Mm-hmm.
You were just starting, and I said, what did you do today? You're wanting to grow a video company. I ask you what you do today, and you say, oh, I played some video games. I went out to lunch with some friends. In the evening I went bowling, and then I went on a date.
Not gonna improve a whole lot.
You tell me you want to what? You tell me you want to run a video business? and you wondering why you don't got no work?
Yeah.
You wonder why you don't have any clients? You wonder why you're not getting new business?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, huh? The way you should be talking is, what did you do today? You go on to say, oh, dude, I went out and I shot some free content for a local business downtown. I edited, I delivered it to them same day. They already posted it. They tagged me, so other businesses are gonna see when they tag me. Hopefully, I get some work from that. I bought a course on how to film weddings. I've been studying that. Actually, my cousin's getting married. I'm gonna shoot his wedding for free, so I can get some portfolio built up. You know what I mean? Like,
Watch an hour tutorial about how to
that's it,
rotoscope,
man.
how to dude.
It's like you have to. It's the stuff that people won't do. They're not willing to do it, or I don't. They don't even think about it. I don't know. Like work's just not gonna pop into your lap.
Right.
You have to go get it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just like, sometimes I say the same stuff and then people just it doesn't get locked in. So
Yeah, even like you talk about here like going out to lunch and stuff.
yeah,
It's like taking that $12, you could apply that to, something.
right. Download a new plugin,
Right.
right, or whatever, instead of yeah, man. Editorial playlist. Don't get me started on those. There's a whole section here in the book about that, but I mean, Alex was just in one, and he was in there for less than a day or something. I don't know. You're in there for a day. Alex got his first one ever. He got 3 streams from it. So let's anyway, Spotify editorial playlist. Don't get me wrong. They're fine. They're cool. They're nice when you get in them. If the playlists are huge, yes, you can get some streams, but don't rely on it. Don't bank on it. It's like getting a lottery, dude. There's 120,000 songs uploaded every day.
That's a lot of songs.
That means
dude.
840,000 songs are uploaded every week.
That's some quick math, dude.
Every week. You're one of those songs. Getting into an editorial playlist is like hitting a lottery. You're one of 840,000 songs that are trying to get editorial playlists. Right?
Probably not gonna happen.
Realistically, probably not going to happen. Right? I never banked on them. Never tried to get in them.
Was that your mindset from the jump? Did you
Yeah.
ever like?
No.
Yeah.
And then whatever, the one surefire guaranteed way to get into editorial playlists is to blow the song up yourself.
True.
Because then they'll notice and they'll put them in there anyway.
Yep.
Right? Your songs don't have to blow up the day they come out. They don't have to get an editorial playlist the day they come out. Icy Pop or Pineapple blew up 6 months after it came out. Icy Pop blew up 3 months after it came out. And then after they got organic traction, Spotify put them into editorial playlists.
Yeah.
So you don't need to waste. You don't need to do 3 to 4 weeks in advance. You need to do any of that crap. You just need to release frequently, create good content. Right? Blow it up yourself, do the work, and then bam.
Yeah, because I think relying on editorial playlists, that's kind of like editorial playlist. That's kind of like waiting for a handout too. No, like it's just hoping to get into something to get free, like not free streams, but
No, yeah, and I've seen scenarios where people get into editorial like a big one. Let's call like they get lucky, really, because that's what it is, and get like a number 1 spot on a big editorial playlist. And let's say that starts to get them 30,000 streams a day.
yeah,
It's 1 million streams a month. That's around $3,500 a month.
mm-hmm.
They quit their job. They're like, oof, I'm doing it. But those people aren't your fans, right?
Right.
So when that song comes out of that editorial playlist, people aren't listening anymore.
Yeah.
Gotta go back and get your job back. Right? People rely on it. They bank on it. And then when they come out, it's like, what the heck? Because the people in the place don't actually care about you. They don't care about your merch, your shows, your music.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot to be. The best way to do it is to just go the long way. Build fans. I go on to talk about promoting your own catalog and how your old songs are brand new to people who have never heard them. Your song does not have to blow up the day it comes out. You can make content for it anytime. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a pretty cool story.
Which one?
I'll read this section about Icy Pop. All right, I released my song Icy Pop on September 3rd, 2021, and it did great for me at the time. At the time, it was my best first day streaming numbers ever. Over the next few months, it still performed well and was averaging 20 to 25K streams a day on Spotify. One day in early January 2022, I was sitting in a hotel on a family vacation, and I was scrolling through videos on my phone trying to find something to post on TikTok. I was on vacation, but I still wanted to make a post. I needed to be consistent. I came across an old video I filmed for TikTok for Icy Pop. I posted it. That video went on to do almost 6 million views.
Come on.
Not only does that video get millions of views, it inspires my next wave of viral content for Icy Pop. Because of my content performing well and because my song was out already before I promoted it, my streams on Icy Pop go from 25K a day to 44K the next day to 54K to 69K to 77K to 380K a day and so on. All stemming from a video that was just sitting on my phone for months, a video that I had never posted that I filmed back in September 2021 when I released the song, a video that I didn't post because I didn't think it was good enough and because I thought I could do better. Right? Crazy.
How many of those videos of ones that you didn't post because you thought they could do better do you think that you had?
I don't know. I'm sure a decent amount. Because there's, I mean, I think sometimes their biggest thing is overthinking it.
For sure.
But they all, quality's subjective. I've been saying that forever. Quality's subjective. A video you think could be better, right? You're trying to get it perfect. Could be perfect to someone else. Right? Same with a song. Song you don't even want to put out. Might blow you up. Might be the one, because you're overthinking it. You're too close.
Yeah.
Who knows, man?
Same with like not your. It's not. I guess it. Not super viral, but your first like moment kind of with Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mona Lisa was. I put there's part in the book about that too. That it was a song. I had a song that I thought was gonna go crazy, right? And it was actually.
Remember that.
This is show you where we were at. This beat cost $500. Okay, $500. And I called Cakes. And I said, "Look, listen to this." I think you drove.
Do you remember?
Drove all the way from.
I was in Jersey.
You drove all the way straight from Jersey.
5 hours.
Straight here. Maybe
You're
more.
like, you have to be here to listen
You
to
have
this
to come here and
beat.
listen. So you came. The whole song, we played it. It was like, oh my gosh. And then I didn't have $500. Do you remember this?
Mm-mm.
I didn't have $500. So you bought half the beat.
I did? I don't remember that.
You bought half the beat. You put $250 up. I put the other $250 up. And then it was the most I had ever spent on a beat. That's crazy. $500 for a beat.
Yeah.
That's what we were like, dude, but we gotta do it. Song's gonna go crazy, right? And then, so I was like planning out this whole thing. We're thinking of music video ideas, but I didn't want to wait a long time before I released it. So I made a song in the meantime, which was called Mona Lisa. Originally, it was called In the Meantime.
Yeah, I remember that.
In the meantime, because I just made it in the meantime to release something in the meantime while we were planning out this other release.
Because that was the music video every 2 weeks.
Yeah, every 2 weeks. So then we dropped Mona Lisa, and Mona Lisa goes on to be my first video on TikTok to do over 1 million views. A song that I made in the meantime while I was grinding on ideas for another song.
And then that song
Flop.
never did nothing.
Never did nothing. I mean, I mean, I put out my album, the This Can't Be It album, but never even released it as a single.
Yeah. I remember we were so hyped about that song.
Yeah. Blasting it.
It does hit. Slept on.
Anyway,
Antsy was the song, by the way.
you weren't supposed to tell him.
Cut it out.
Most this is one big mindset thing that I think has always separated me. I'm more catalog focused than blowing up one song focused.
Yeah.
Because I believe that if you're just grinding a catalog, the blow up ones will come organic. They'll come naturally.
It's inevitable.
Right. More darts hit a bullseye. Say that all the time.
More at bats.
More at bats hit home runs. Say it all the time. So most people try to get 1 to 5 songs to get them to make a living, right? Or call it 10, call it whatever. I'm gonna do the math off of 5, but most people try to get 1 to 5 songs to make a living. To make $3,500 a month is approximately 1 million streams. That would make it roughly 35,000 streams a day. Okay, if you only have 5 songs out, those 5 songs need to average 6,500 to 7,000 streams a day. If you have 100 songs out, each one of those songs only needs to average 350 streams a day.
It's a big difference.
Which seems more achievable? It's a volume game. What's more attainable? Release more, get far less. The money's the same. You'll make the same money.
Yeah.
Right?
And one of those that you only needs 350 is going to do more than that.
Exactly. You're going to have the standout ones in there naturally, organically. Yeah. Dude, we got to speed the frick up, dude. We're only in chapter 4. Sheesh. All right. The importance of building a team. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Long story short, I think most people surround themselves with people that hold them back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Could be friends from high school that just don't have the same motivation, drives, or ambitions. Right? I'm not saying this is the case for everyone. I'm just saying I think most people's circle does not enable them to grow.
They go up, yeah.
Okay? Now, when I started pursuing music, I was just doing it all myself, winging it. Shooting videos myself. I would have my friend Mark come and help me.
Shout out Mark.
But 2 months in, right, we met. And then, bam, everything becomes easier. You believed in the vision. You were excited to be there, excited to work. And you enjoyed it from what I could, you know what I mean, on record.
On record, yeah.
You enjoyed it.
Because one of my biggest things was I had a YouTube reaction channel. Used to react to hip-hop music. I thought one of the things that I was good at was identifying talent. So, like, before Hobson blew up, saw it. Before NF. So, like, when these people were younger, I would be like, this is it. The dude Atlas, shout out Atlas, he's a great singer. Same deal. He's doing great right now. And then I remember listening to your song for the first time and being like, I don't get I think I told you this. I was like, like, when you know, I was like, dude, it's crazy. Like, the talent's there. Just meeting you in person for the first time, too, being like, it's just, you had it. I don't know what it is, but you got it.
But I had it. Yeah. My wife said the same thing. Right? We'll talk about it. Yep.
She's right there.
Yeah. She's.
Yep.
She's. Yeah. Right. All right. Yeah, we got a thumbs up. Yeah. So just surrounding yourself with like-minded people. I know some people make the excuse, "Oh, I don't have anybody around me like that. I don't have anybody." Blah, 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 blah. We met on Instagram. Right?
Through the DMs, dude.
Through the DMs. And that's just another thing where if you're just simply saying, I don't have anybody like that around me, you don't want it bad enough. That's a fundamental mindset downfall.
Yeah, they're out there, dude.
Is just making an excuse. Excuses are easy, man. The alternative is not. You gotta go make it happen. You gotta find it.
Yeah, and it doesn't even need necessarily need to be people that are like physically with you too.
Yeah.
Like even though it's like a network of people that,
Yeah.
you know, on the same level or around the same level as you, like that energy's contagious too.
Well, I like this section. All right. Building a team. I was DIYing everything, and then, as it happens, people were placed in my life to fill the areas I needed filled. Maybe by happenstance, by the grace of God, or maybe because they saw how hard I was working and wanted to be a part of it. Or maybe I just got lucky. But as the old saying goes, the harder I worked, the luckier I got. The more, how can I say this? The more you make yourself available, the more opportunities present themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing the stuff necessary, which put me in the positions that the opportunities would then present themselves.
Yep.
If I wasn't working as hard as I was, doing it by myself, then I wouldn't have anything for you to even check out,
Yeah.
to like,
Mm-hmm.
to believe in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was waiting to find someone before I started, then I wouldn't have anything to show you. There's nothing for you to even, right?
It would have never happened.
So because I was already actively pursuing, grinding, working, creating, that set me up for you to have something to believe in. And along with how I met the other members of my team. Now, yeah, you're letting your excuses win. That's chapter 5. And I don't have time's the greatest lie ever told.
Talk
Okay.
to him, Nick.
You got time, right? If something comes up you really freaking want to do,
Yeah.
what happens?
Make it. You find the time.
You
make
find the time. You rearrange schedule. You make the time.
Go to bed later, baby.
Whatever it is, the time is made.
Mm.
So if you really wanted something, you'd make the time. Very simple. You either find the time or you find an excuse.
Talked about writing in your drives to
Yeah,
weddings.
absolutely.
Wrote to beats on his drives. He used to be a photographer.
Yep.
On his drives to shoots, he would write.
Or play instrumentals, think of melodies, write lyrics, whatever. I would record the songs while my photos and videos were exporting.
Yep.
There's
time.
Make time. If you have time to consume music, you have time to create it. If you have time to consume content, you have time to make it. Right? How bad do you want it?
The minivan studio.
What do you think about that? The minivan studio. Feel good about it?
The greatest studio that you've had.
I like this one.
Yeah, I know. This one's probably a little bit better, to be honest.
Yeah, I like
a little bit
this
more room.
We do got some more room in this one.
This is I guess if you include the minivan studio, this is the 4th studio. 1, 2, minivan, 4.
5.
Oh, the shed.
6.
What's the other one? Oh, the office.
7.
Which one am I forgetting?
There was one before you came around.
Okay.
I wasn't exactly making music in there. It was my photography.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'd stopped making music for a little while. Let's see what we got right here. Yeah, the minivan studio. It's just another nugget of the come up that is just, I think it's important.
Making it happen.
It's just about making it happen. It's
coming to you live and direct from the belly of the Odyssey, not the book, but the minivan. It's another mini jam session.
That's it. That's it. See if I wanted to touch on any of that. Nah. All right. In chapter 7, it's the people are afraid to fail chapter. The poison that plagues so many of us. Or rather,
the fear of it.
Fear of failure, right? Fear of failure. People are afraid to fail. They're so afraid, in fact, that it keeps them from even trying. They're afraid of wasting money on pursuing something that might not work out. You gotta change your perspective, right? If you spend $100 on something and it works, great. It's $100 well spent. If you spend $100 on something that doesn't work, most people will see that as a waste of money. I still see it as $100 well spent. I see it as you spend $100 on a lesson that taught you what not to spend $100 on. Right? You know not to do it again.
That's
But if
that
you never
Thomas
did it,
Edison theory, dude.
I didn't fail a gagillion times to make a light bulb. Is that the one?
Mhm.
I found 3,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. Google it. Yeah. Often what you want's on the other side of fear, right? If I said, hey, go film yourself performing a song in front of a group of people over there. And you know how I thought about this section? This bottom half of chapter 7 where I'm talking about getting over the fear because it could turn into real money, real revenue. I can read it, but I'll read it and then I'll say how
Cool.
I thought of it. All right, if I say, hey, go film yourself performing your song in front of that group of people over there, most of you would probably say, no way, I'm too embarrassed, or I don't have the confidence for that. Now, what if I said, hey, I'll give you $50,000 to go perform your song in front of that group of people over there? Most of you wouldn't give it a second thought. That's what a viral video could turn into, right? It can turn into real money. Now, I'm not saying go perform in front of people and that you're guaranteed to go viral. It's just an example to show you that when you step out of your comfort zone into a place that's a little uncomfortable, you get closer to what you want. It's supposed to be a little uncomfortable. It's not supposed to be easy, right? Anything that's
Yep.
worth anything was tough to get. So I thought of this part of my book when I was in Switzerland.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying this.
And I don't know, I was actually in a small town. Is it Austria? Amanda? She got headphones in. Amanda wasn't there, but I was visiting what's the town I went to, Chris, in Switzerland? Is Austria right there? In Switzerland? I think it was Austria. Small town in the corner. Anyway, I was there. I was filming some Minefield, my song Minefield. I was filming some Minefield content. I had a 360 camera.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be the American about to bother these people. But then I was like, you know what? What if this is the video that goes viral and gets millions of views? My song goes on to make thousands of dollars. So I filmed the video, right? In a moment where I was hesitant, whether it was I don't want to be the annoying guy, or if it was I don't want to be the weirdo, or if it was I'm a little afraid, whatever one it was, got over the hump because that thought came into my mind.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the viral video.
I was about to say. Now, it didn't go viral, but it could have.
But you see what I'm saying?
But it could have.
But the song still has done, 30 million streams. So still worked out.
Still doing all right.
Still worked out. But that's the mindset shift.
Yeah.
Right? The icy pop stuff. Where I
Yeah.
had to go dance in front of people that I don't know. That song's got 45 million, 50 million streams, right? It's just that I'm talking
Get out of the
about
comfort zone, baby.
out of the comfort zone. Now, outsourcing, workflow. I probably won't read any sections here, but I believe in it. I believe in outsourcing because it helps me to create faster. Could I spend the time to learn how to produce? Yes. Can you do it in order to save money? Yes. I wanted to work faster, right? I wanted to make as many songs as possible so I had as many chances to get one to go. So I'm still a part of it. I'll find a loop, whether it's on Splice or someone sending me a loop. I'll write a full song on it. I'll send it to Graham. Sometimes with no ideas, sometimes with ideas. Like, hey, I want dancehall. I want pop. I want Four on the Floor. I want pop punk. Whatever. So I'm involved, but I'm not the guy spending the time there trying to dial it in and get it done.
Yeah.
I handed it off to someone who is much better than me and can do it much faster than me.
Yeah.
Same with mixing and mastering. Right? It's just about me expediting my workflow. That process. Get it out, get it done. Move on to the next one. Right? Hand it to people who are better. Now,
And
some
that
of
way
you
can get done a whole song in a day.
Oh, easy. Multiple. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, I can't afford it, right? I can't afford to do that. I don't know everyone's financial situation. Maybe you really can't. But I bet there's some things that you are doing that you don't have to be doing. And I also think that there's other things you could be doing to make more money, to bring more value to people, right? So, anyway, I was paying $50 for a mix and master, right, at the beginning, and I was buying $100 exclusive beats. I was making the cover arts for free myself. So I'm $150 on every song that I was releasing at the beginning. Then I upped my budget to $250. Right? Now my budget per song depends how much I like it, but I'm usually trying not to go over $500 still to this day. Because I'm trying to run a profitable business. I'm trying to, and people are getting taken care of. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking advantage of anyone. There's just options out there. You don't have to be.
Yeah.
Like, people think they have to spend all this money to get a good product. You don't. Right? You don't. There's other ways to do it.
And the barter system. You're big on that, right?
Love that one. That's how I got one of my studios. I bartered some of photography work, and I got a studio for free.
Bring back the barter system, dude.
Bring back the barter system. Oh, and a quote to back it up. Right? There's a book called The One Thing. Okay.
Seen it?
Never read it, though.
Never read it.
There's a book called The One Thing. And the quote from it is, you need to be doing fewer things for more effect instead of doing more things with side effects.
That's big.
Right? That just means most people are trying to do too much. So by me taking out production, taking out mixing and mastering, I was able to focus and hone in my ability to write good songs.
Yeah, that's smart.
Make good content. Boom. Another example for find your one thing. When I was in Charleston, South Carolina, one time there was a food truck, fish and chips. On the menu it says, fish and chips. We have fish and chips, or we have fish or chips. That's all they sold. Lying down the street, because they had the best fish and chips. Now, let's say they do fish and chips, they do hush puppies, they do chicken fingers, they do wings. And all of a sudden, it's like distracting people from, right? We got fish and chips, or we got fish or chips. Right? They did one thing, and they did it really, really well. Focus.
Imagine if they only sold chips.
We're talking Lay's, dude? What we talking about? All right. Alex, can you do the cameras again?
Man,
we're talking.
We're talking.
I think the video's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of value, dude. Wonder how long ago.
Now we're just talking about content. Content is king. Good content is more important than a good song. All right. This is just going in to talk about how I personally think the content is more important than the song itself.
Oh, for sure.
Right? The way that you choose to market your song is more important than the song itself.
Well, what's that one song that beat out you for the number one spot?
Castaways, something
So the content for that song, like it's not the best song.
Right,
The
right,
content for it's what pushed it.
people were
Yeah.
creating content on it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, great content has the power to make a good song great, and on occasion, excellent content has the power to make a bad song good. The reverse is also true. Bad content has the power to make a good song bad, or at least the power to make someone's perception of the song bad.
Amen.
Now this is big, dude. Your content is selfish. Most people's content is inherently selfish.
Yep.
By default, because they're creating content. Why? Because they want their song to pop.
They want them streams,
They
baby.
want streams. They want money. They want to make a living making music. Right? It's not a bad thing to want those things. But your content, as a result of those goals, is naturally going to be a little selfish.
Yeah.
So you have to rewire the way you think about it. You have to provide the viewer value while implementing your music.
Yep.
Not like I see people posting videos. They're standing there and just mouthing the words, and right, your song really got to carry if that's your content.
Yeah.
You got to have a dang heater.
Yeah.
And who's to say what a heater is? You know what I mean? Who's to say what a great song is? The quality's subjective.
Right.
So make some good content. Level your songs up naturally. But I think you have to look at your content. You have to watch it back objectively. You have to think, if I came across this video, you have to think, anyone who comes across your video, assume they have no idea who you are. They're in a hurry. They don't even like music. Like just like think those things.
Everything is against you.
Everything's against you,
Yeah.
and you got to convince that person that the song is good and that you're worth their time.
Yeah. You got to give them something first.
Watch your videos back and think, if I was a rando and I got no idea who this rando is, am I going to sit here and watch this?
Mm-hmm.
If the song doesn't carry, you got to convince them another way. You have to get them to like you.
That's big too.
Yeah, huge. Huge. You have to got to give value first, you know?
And there are a lot of ways to make content. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be one cut, copy, paste way.
Yeah. Mm-mm. How do I choose which songs to release? I don't usually release songs in order of my favorites. I tend to release them if I have ideas for content to create around them. If I don't have ideas for content, there's no point in releasing it. Could be my best song, but if I don't know how to promote it, it'll fly under the radar. Now, the alternative to that is you can release songs without promoting them, go back later and then promote them, right? But if I'm releasing and promoting at the same time, pick songs that you have content ideas for.
Mm-hmm. And make songs with content in mind.
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest tips I think I've ever gave is think of the content first and then write a song to fit it. That's working for Fulton Lee right now. Fulton Lee.
Crushing it.
He's doing a lot of thinking about what's a good content idea, writing a song to fit it. And his catalog's now doing over 100K a day.
That's crazy.
Congrats to Fulton Lee.
Shout out to the boy, man.
Local Culpepperinarian.
Culpepperinarian.
Yeah, I made that part up. I just don't know what a culpepperinarian is. A lot of people are talented, are making wonderful content, but are pointed in the wrong direction, right? They can't get it to convert to streams or fans. Their content may do well, the songs may be good, but they can't get that to connect. A lot of people are working in the wrong direction. So I wrote a chapter about that. Kind of how easily you can just boop, and then success comes. The whole time you've been working this way, but it's right there, you know. So you gotta re-aim it.
Yeah,
right?
even like redirecting from. You said there's a lot of people that do like covers and remixes, and just taking that same energy for that and just put it towards your own
Connor
stuff.
Price was one of them.
Yeah,
Connor Price was one. I met him early on at about 75,000 monthlies, and obviously now we're friends. And but at that time, I just believed in it. Thought he was talented. I wanted to share, so I shared, and then he shifted. 1 year later, 7 million monthlies. 2 months later, 1 million monthlies from 75 million.
Kind of go crazy, man.
Just from that, boop, boop. He was already talented. His content was already going crazy. It was just
Remixes to original music.
how do I make money? How do I make a living making music? One of the outliers. Chapter 12 is about outliers. You gotta think about outliers in my career. What were they? You know, one of the biggest ones is the Freddie Show, the podcast that we started. A couple guys started them.
Unintentionally.
Right. It was in an area where we just had some downtime or something. Not really.
I think we were just messing around, like doing would you rather questions, and we were like, we should just record this.
Let's just film this real quick.
Yeah. Might as well start a new.
Might as well, and then bam. But the outliers of it is, so we actually in like 3 months got 1 million followers. Well, 3 months we got 1 million followers.
Was it?
Yeah, it was quick.
That's a lot.
The first million was quick.
That's a lot.
But we were left and right on the For You page, going viral. Boom, boom, boom. My face was there. Your face was there. But specifically about my music career, my face was on there all the time, For You page. And if people liked that, they liked those videos, they liked the Freddie Show, they liked me as a person, because that was my personality. That's who I am right on one side of me. So then when I started posting my music content on my separate account, my music account, I never cross-promoted, let people find it. I think it's more important, and people care more when they find it than when you tell them about it. So they find my music stuff, whether it comes up on their For You page or not, and they're watching it like, why is this guy so familiar? And then they piece it together. This is the guy from the podcast.
I saw that dude kick a deer.
I love this guy. Right? So it's easier, and I was able to get fans that much quicker.
Yeah.
Because they already liked me from somewhere else. So now when they hear my song, they're not just a fan of the song, they're a fan of the Nic D, the music artist. The fan conversion rate was, I think, much higher because of the content that we're making on the Freddie Show.
And getting goes back to your point of like connecting with someone on a personal level.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Create music that means something to you, not when you think other people want to hear. People crave authenticity. Be honest and genuine. Don't trace trends. If it's currently a trend, you're already too late. A lot of mindset tips here that I put at the end. You know, I don't need to touch on any of those. What do you think? Think we missed anything?
I think you nailed it, dude.
Anyway, that's kind of a breakdown of what the book is. I think this was a cool video to add to it. I think people find a lot of value from it.
This is like when you used to buy DVDs, like the extras.
Yeah, extended cut or whatever, the extra
the commentary, like on the movie.
Yeah. So, you know, I hope you enjoy the book. Hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah. Thank you for your support on the book.